In this companionship role, human attributes of empathy and affect are key for building trust. These attributes have become even more important in these times of the ongoing pandemic when so many of us have lost someone we love. While AI can't eliminate that pain of loss, it can definitely make their memories last. Let's take a look on one of the new capabilities we are working on, which enables lasting personal relationships.
Alexa, can Grandma finish reading me The Wizard of Oz?
Okay. But how about my courage? Asked the lion anxiously. You have plenty of courage, I am sure, answered Oz. All you need is confidence in yourself.
As you saw in this experience, instead of Alexa's voice reading the book, it's the kid's grandma's voice.
Oh, James, that's not grandma. That's not grandma. Don't do it. Bro, this is freaky. So that's at Amazon's Mars conference, and that's Amazon's senior vice president and head scientist for Alexa, Rohit Prasad, and he revealed their latest cool but kind of creepy feature. Again, that's Alexa speaking in the voice of a deceased loved one even. It could be any loved one, but they focus specifically here on the deceased. So in this case now, we got robots that have skin. We talked about this last week. Skin that they can feel just like humans, and now they can trick us with the voices of our loved ones. They're gonna get us, bro. They're gonna get us. Here's some details about what's going on there, how this whole thing works. Prasad noted that the company can do this sort of audio output with merely a minute of speech before continuing. The way that we made it happen is by framing the problem as a voice conversation task and not a speech generation path, whatever that means. Reuters reports that Prasad mentions that the goal of this technology is to make memories last. And after he said, so many of us have lost someone we love, which makes it seem even more intense. Again, when it comes to things like getting over someone dying, as many people have, especially when it came to coming off of COVID, which we're still in the middle of, but they're wondering if people can have this connection with loved ones. Here's more. Here's a couple concerns that I love that this particular author brought up here. There is, of course, always the security risk of deep fake impersonation. Although it's unclear how the feature's voice samples will be stored. Anything that's unclear means that they haven't really thought about it yet. And lastly, here's a group of questions that this same author here, Florence Ion, wrote. And I love these questions from her, or I believe it's a woman. To that end, this kind of technology also brings up other questions. Like what kind of emotions would hearing a voice of a loved one lost to COVID or some other incurable disease evoke in a person? Wouldn't it just make them angrier that their person is gone? And how does this interaction with the deceased work with someone actively working through grief? Does it interrupt the process or does it help it along? And further, this is the crazy question, which I really would have asked. What would the deceased think of it? I don't care what the deceased think of it, David. What I care about is whether or not the robots are gonna trick us and go, come into the room, Jayar, I'm your grandmother. And you walk in and it's over.
Well, if somebody were to take up my voice and then I became deceased and I was not happy about it, I would come back and I would spook the hell out of them. I would stalk them. I would be a ghost. I would do all this kind of crazy stuff. To me, this is beyond creepy. Who would really want? I mean, your memory should belong to you. You should have your own sort of memories. Sure, if you want to record, your grandmother, your mother, or somebody, reading something, and you want to sort of preserve their voice, that's sort of understandable. But the idea that you would then take that voice and write up your own script, or have them read a book that they never read to you. To me, that is really weird.
Well, we're going to a very weird place, and the biggest thing is the deep fake potential, the voice of a deep fake, as well as the visuals which are already being developed as well. A lot of people and politicians, pundits are gonna start getting things done that are just fake, and no one's gonna know what's real and what's not. And then the robot's gonna come kill us too.
Oh yeah, the robots are coming to dominate us. I suppose one upsider for people who are involved in like those sex robots who now they want to have Pamela Anderson's voice saying, "Oh, JR, I love you so much," and it's really believable because it really sounds like her in addition to looking like her. So for people who are into that sort of thing, all right, it's another sense of auditory stimulation, I guess. But for the rest of us, not so much.
Relationships will not exist anymore, David. You just screwed up the entire. I hope they don't do that.